there, welcome to my channel, welcome to my studio, Real Recording One. On today's episode, we're going to look at Suno AI, and I'll just demonstrate a simple way that I'm using it. And basically, I've seen a lot of videos out there when I was curious about how this thing worked, and they didn't really show me how to use it in the specific way I'm going to use it here today. So I'm really excited about where these tools are taking us. It's kind of a controversial subject to some people, but look around my studio. I'm a pure analog guy. I'm a musician's musician, and this is the coolest toy piece of gear, if you will, that's come along in my lifetime. So I hope you enjoy the video. I hope the simple way that I'm using it and demonstrate it can help you implement it in a similar way in your own creative process. So let's dig in. So we're going to start the process here with Suno AI, and we're going to grab a piece of audio that I played at the drums and add some backing tracks. And I'm going to make another video that gets more into my philosophical take on AI. You know, if you've seen any of my videos around my studio, I'm an organic analog guy, tape machines, consoles. I like to work outside the box. This is an entirely different thing. And like I say, I'll make a separate video with my personal philosophy on where things are with AI. Okay, so for this purpose, let's jump in. I think this is really cool. So I'm going to create a new workspace. I'm not real clear on exactly how the file folder, if you will, management works in here. I'll dig into that more as I need it. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to create a new workspace. So here we go, new workspace, and we'll call it, YouTube bed 2. All right. Now we're working on YouTube bed 2. Now I'm going to go back to library. This is how I understand it so far. And I'm going to bring in audio, upload. I'm going to go get this bed 2 for Suno. It's just a drum, something I played on the drums. And we're going to add some additional accompaniment to that, okay? So right now it's uploading the clip. We'll wait for that. This is not true. It does not match an existing work of art. So it's trying to tell me that what I've played is not my own, so let's try this again. That was weird. Second time, it didn't create that problem for us. So you just saw it said it was an existing work of art, which it is not. It's just something I recorded on the drums. So we're in the library now. Here's bed 2 for Suno. I'm going to go remix, edit, and we're going to go open in studio. And so the window is loading. And it's a simple process here, and I'm not like I say, I'll make a deeper video on so many uses from creating songs from a prompt to using audio. This is a very specific use, adding additional instruments to a drum piece. Okay, so now we're looking at the studio window. Okay. Now I'm going to highlight this entire clip, and I'll play just a little bit of what it is. It's just kind of playing around the drums. So that's just a kind of a piece of audio I made to demonstrate these drums I've been working on and the way they sound. So I wanted to play something, some composition around the toms. It's really nothing calculated or thought out. I just jammed on this little groove for a minute, okay? So we're going to add a track. add track. Now you'll see down here it says song. We're going to go and select bass. And this time you can put a prompt for styles in here. Out of curiosity, my take with this thing is see how it's influenced by what the audio it's given. I'm not going to give it any prompts on this. See what it throws out. A quick note for you guys. Check out, I have released a couple of templates for home recording. Recording in basically less than ideal circumstances. I get the whole sound with a basic mic pre's from an interface straight through, and then I have a Logic template and a Pro Tools template. And if you load those up, there's samples, or there's some recording of my drums in there that you can match your level to, make sure everything's in phase, and boom, you've got my my setup in it. And it's you check the videos also for those, give you a rundown, you get an idea of how effective that setup is. So yeah, check that out, and let's get back to it. And then you hit create, and it will generate 2 options for bass. So let's see what comes back. Again, I didn't prompt it because I'm curious to see how the algorithm decides to, what it thinks, what it thinks of what I played. So here we go. Let's hear it. Here's the first option. It does some crazy stuff, right? I mean, so that's the first take. Let's have a look at the second take. So when you click right here, it pulls down like a playlist, lanes, if you will, from other DAWs. So we'll hit version 2 and see what we get from that one. Okay, so there you go. We got a little bass. Let's just go with this one. And see, I'm just going to drag this up to the top plane there, main list, if you will. Okay, so let's undo that because I drug it off the timeline. So we'll leave it the way it is. Again, I'll make a deeper video on this. I just want to fly through this quickly here and show you guys what this can do. So we'll add another track. Let's go into, see what this does. If we say, what would we add? So let's add a keyboard element. I'm going to say, let's just say Hammond B3 pad with energy. Okay? All right, let's try it. Okay, and let's see how close we get to something that sounds like a B3. I'm curious. Let's hear it. To me, it's obviously been trained on tons and tons of music. It's incredibly intuitive. Uh, when you first go into passes, like adding things, it tends to really mirror rhythmically and phrasing the first source. So when you add bass, the keyboard will sometimes kind of feel like it's almost unison to the syncopations and things that the first instrument's playing. And there's another way you can sort of adapt that. I want to try add one more thing, and we'll make it a wrap on this video. I want to try to get something sustaining. So let's see if we add another track, and we'll go in here, make it a synth, and this time let's call it warm pad sustain chords only, so that we get something holding through all this rhythmic stuff. And then let's see if it'll do it. And the devil, if you will, in the details of the way this thing seems to work is it can be inconsistent in giving you what you ask for. So let's see what it did with the pad. I got to tell you, I mean, I am so just almost like a child. When I was a kid, I was so fortunate to grow up the way I did, with my dad having a recording studio. This is like I was 9 years old and I got to play with a Linn drum and an emulator too, you know, and this is that times 1,000. I've been so dejected about the way technology has affected music. Pro Tools and DAWs, they've created what I call computerized music, and it's so interesting to me that this is the very definition of a computerized music, but it's more musical to me than the musicians using a DAW to create music. So I'll go down the rabbit hole with you on what I think this thing is actually doing and what it responds to. But when it made that chord change, I'm sitting here about to say, well, it's just sitting on a one-chord vamp. But then it decided to go somewhere. Now it's all predictable based on all the music it's trained on. But I will tell you this: when I would get drum sounds on a session date with other musicians, if I started playing something like this, we would just jam a bit, and it'd be something just like this. It's like what the bass would play to me, what the B3 started doing, it feels like an impromptu jam. And you know, like I say, I'm going to make another video on my channel here that gets into the philosophical things, the way I interpret what's happening here with AI, the way I've felt about, you know, sort of the musical state of things for the last 20, 25 years. For me, this is like opening a new door, where the last 20, 25 years were stagnant. So let's jump back another time. We'll dig into that. But hopefully this video, you know, was helpful and you can get a basic understanding. And then at home, you can try some of these same approaches to things. I'm going to play this little piece back where it made that chord change because I wasn't ready for that. And that's the thing. This thing has a way of surprising me in a way that musicians a lot of times, I guess because I've just been at it with certain people for so long, they don't. And I'm sure they probably feel the same way about me. But yeah, check it out. Okay, all right. One last thing I do want to throw in there. It interprets time. It plays to me, and I got to tell you, it's another rant I can go on. But when I play with other musicians in the studio for so long, everyone has a mix of their own, and they don't listen. And I've been doing this for so long. I grew up where you had a stereo mix that everyone had to listen to, all the way down to like 16 channel mixes where everybody can build their own thing. And all that's happened is that people play less connected as a rhythm section because they're listening. Each person is listening to a different version of the mix, and usually with themselves as the loudest element. This thing is just fun to me because it plays to my time. Obviously, it generates to my time, and it feels good to me in that way. So, okay, we're going to wrap this one. I hope you liked the video, and please comment down if there's anything else you want to dig into. I haven't spent that much time with this program. I mean, it may seem like I have, but I'm maybe 3 hours, 4 hours max in on this thing, and it's just scratching the surface. So I think there's really great potential, amazing things, and we'll get into that more in another video. So I hope you dug it. Please like and subscribe. It helps everything here. And let me know in the comments what you think, and we'll see you next time.